So I wanted to follow up the video that I made regarding weight loss as an investment. I use that as an analogy to kind of think about, what it takes in terms of time and effort, and how you can apply the logic that you use for investing, money and allowing it to grow over time. If you don't take the time to do it, if you don't do it ahead of time, you're not going to be able to, reap the rewards of that investment. Same with weight loss. If you're not taking advantage of the time that you have leading up to your weight loss date goal, you're likely never going to do it. You'll likely never get there. And diets fail for most people. I forget some crazy statistic, but for the majority of the average person who doesn't have the knowledge of nutrition, macronutrients and things like that, most people just don't get there. And it's understandable. Like, even myself, over the course of, oh God, let's see, I was 14 when I first started working out and things like that. It's been 20 some odd years since I've been on my journey, and even to this day, weight loss it is a journey. I learn different things. I'm learning, how certain foods affect me, how certain diet strategies affect me. I've done everything from intermittent fasting to, keto to low carb, high carb. I went vegan for a little bit. I went vegetarian for a little bit. I've tried it all, and I did that so that I could understand, so I could see what kind of effects it would have on my body and weight loss and whatnot, in terms of weight loss, and by extension health. But going back to that idea of investing long term in your weight loss, and again, I want to say that it's more investing in your health. You want to think about it. You can look at it from a financial perspective. It doesn't just have to be an analogy. There are certain companies that will reimburse their employees for gym memberships, because they know that if they have people who are in the gym, that they have an exercise routine, that they have these habits that get them better outcomes, more lean body mass, less body fat, better cardiovascular health. They know it's going to cost them less in insurance long term. So you can apply that same logic. You can say, I am, investing in this now so that I can, spend less money on all the health bills that are going to come later. And, the whole medical industry and health industry is a conversation in itself, but I wouldn't leave it in the hands of, medical professionals if I can avoid it, or government or insurance companies or any of that. We can truly empower ourselves to, mitigate a lot of the health outcomes that negatively affect us over a long period of time. There are only so many things that we can do before, the body starts rebelling and starts rejecting a lot of the, functionality that it's supposed to have, just because it's just the nature of aging. But there are some things that we can do to offset some of these things, to improve, how these things affect us. One example is, joint pain. When we have excess weight, that the amount of stress that our joints take will make it harder for us to be mobile, to to live an active lifestyle, and that will lead to possibly knee surgery. I've noticed that that's kind of the go-to for doctors. As soon as they see you've got arthritis in your knee, as soon as you see that your the integrity of the joint is starting to wear down, they basically say, well, after a while, we're just gonna have to replace it. Hips, knees. I know people who are relatively young, and they are, already having these surgeries. And sometimes you have to do it, and I understand that. But I am of the mindset that if we can do things to prevent that, or if we can do things to prolong that, to have a better quality of life, that's my approach. Me having knee surgery at 18 was one of the worst experiences. Just the only time I went under the knife, and I would rather avoid that. So, again, looking at it from a financial perspective, you don't want to be racked up with bills for surgery, for, having a stent put in, you know, having cardiac issues that send you to the emergency room. All these things will pile up and will, you know, not only cost you a lot of money, but they're going to cost you a lot of time, a lot of stress, a lot of worry. It's going to cause worry for your family and those people around you that care about you. You know, and that's just time that you don't want to spend, especially as we get older. You don't want to spend that kind of time, you know, worrying about those things. We have a finite amount of time on this earth, and if we spend that, you know, being in a hospital, or, you know, being laid up in a hospital bed, or at home, you know, being immobile, then, you know, that really takes away from what we, you know, what we truly should have. So, and then you're gonna miss work. You know, think about the people who, you know, maybe you don't have an office job, and you know, you have a laborious job where you have to be mobile, swinging a hammer or on your feet. You know, nurses who are walking around all day, you know, a mailman, whatever it may be. When you become sick because of preventable things, you will, you know, you'll lose money on that, and then that will be perpetuated by, you know, the bills that come with that. So just another way to think about it. You know, truly, even though I used it as an analogy, an investment in your health now, investment in, it doesn't have to be money. You don't have to get a trainer. I'm not saying come train with me or anything like that, but if you truly, you know, put some time and effort into these things, you could avoid a lot of pain, a lot of time lost, a lot of, you know, time off work, a lot of stress, things like that. At the end of the day, you know, my approach to health and wellness is always going to be longevity, quality of life. You know, the aesthetics are great. I love, you know, working out and, you know, getting myself on a weight loss program, and, you know, getting ready for the summer to be a little bit leaner. You know, that's always good. It goes hand in hand. There's nothing wrong with having, you know, being proud of your aesthetics and you know, showing it off a little bit if you want, but truly all that stuff goes hand in hand. So if you're active and you have, you know, you're strong and you have, you know, an active lifestyle, you know, chances are the quality of life that you're going to have long term is going to be really good. So yeah, you know, you don't want it, you would rather invest money now in healthier foods, healthier habits, healthier you know, activities, and that way, you know, you can continue living a healthier lifestyle. So that's just again a continuation of that conversation that I started with the, you know, the first video, as health as an investment. And that's really what all of everything that we do is. You know, it's output and input, output and input. You know, whatever we put out, we get back in. If we put energy into, you know, having drinks every night and eating chicken wings, what we're going to get back is not going to be a very healthy life. You know, but if we're doing things like taking the time to, you know, do some exercising, doesn't have to be extreme, but if, you know, do any kind of exercising, definitely some strength training so that you can maintain and build muscle over time, especially into your older years. Bone density, especially for women, is a very important one. If you're taking time to be, you know, work on your flexibility, to work on your recovery, making sure you get plenty of rest, and even some flexibility work, yoga, or just some basic stretching. It doesn't have to be that extreme. That's one of the biggest problems, that people think it's all or nothing. Just a little bit of something good every single day, adding on to it, is going to be is going to give you a much better outcome whenever you invest that into your daily life, and long term. You know, consistency is key. Don't wait till it's too late and then you have to go overboard and overcorrect and think that you have to do some crazy program that's gonna, you know, get you these crazy results. You know, weight loss isn't complicated. Working out, strength training isn't complicated. We overcomplicate things. The market, the businesses that, you know, try to get you to buy their products, you know, have overcomplicated it. It's really not that hard. You know, you definitely do need some guidance, and, you know, that's what we're here for, but it really isn't that complicated at the end of the day. A little bit of strength training, a little bit of cardio, a little bit of flexibility, eat light, eat right, you know, meditate, don't be a jerk, and, you know, your life will probably be a little bit on the better side on those days. So hope that helps.